Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Glory Career Mode. This is the 6th episode of the series, and I'm starting today's episode off by showing you some comments I got in the last episode after I asked you guys what nation we should manage together in this series. I had tons of suggestions, and there's 4 comments on the screen for you guys right now to take a look at as well. Jonathan Scott said, manage the nation of your future star, and he had so many thumbs up on that comment as well. Of course, that would now be Argentina, as that's where RJ comes from. Bradley Abbott said, if you manage a national team, choose one smaller, like when you manage South Korea in FIFA 13. Now that really is a blast from the past, and a big thank you for Bradley for being subscribed for so long. The Scottish Gamer said, do an international job with Germany since you're doing a German team or an African country, as not many people do an African country. And Tubby Squish 203 said, this is just my opinion, but I think you should not bother with a national team as you're managing Scotland with St Johnstone. So 4 different opinions there, and also one bonus one came from Luis Fraga, who said Venezuela, they got great talent and never been to a World Cup. And as you can see, the first offer I got today was from Venezuela, but in the end I decided to turn it down. Appreciate the suggestion, Luis, but I just don't think I'm ready to take on that project right now. But I appreciate all the comments I got in the last episode, guys. I really do. I had loads of great suggestions. I'll be taking them all on board, and if one offer does come in that I'm interested by, and I see you guys looking forward to that nation as well, I'll throw it out to you guys in the comments once I find one I like, and I'll let you guys make the final say, as it's our series together with St. Pauli and possibly with a nation as well. But for the first game of today's episode here, we take on Union Berlin here at the Millantor Stadion, coming on the back of our 2-1 defeat away against Hanover, looking to bounce back and return to winning ways.
He's the one we're focusing on, I think with good reason.
Really has weighed in with quite a few goals in this competition.
And so, as we welcome one of the teams from the nation's capital to the Millantor Stadion for this match, Union Berlin would be our opponents as we search for a return to winning ways and a big 3 points here at the Millantor Stadion. The first chance fell to us as well just 9 minutes in. Shaheen cutting inside from the right-hand side before finding Miyaichi, but Rio's shot was well saved by the goalkeeper as he turned it behind for a corner. And from that corner, our Japanese winger floated the ball into the middle, looked for the Great Dane Philip Billing, who won the header, but sadly couldn't direct it goal bound as went off target and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in this game. But after that defeat to Hanover, you saw that we weren't clearly very well defensively set up. And in this game, 25 minutes in, the away side could have and probably should have taken the lead as well. A deflected cross found its way to the far post where the number 17 was completely unmarked, had loads and loads of time, but the adrenaline got the better of him, took the shot on early on the first time volley and dragged it horribly wide as he shanked it behind for a goal kick. We weren't really one for talking though, because one of our best chances fell there, but Mane's shot went way off target and behind for a goal kick, and even worse finish there by the Union, by our player I should say, compared to the Union Berlin player's shot. But it was still 0-0, but 10 minutes after the restart we tried to get ourselves in front for the first game and break the deadlock. Shaheen ran forward to take a shot, but once again the goalkeeper was equal to it and kept the score at 0-0. And to be honest, in the second half I couldn't really create too many chances whatsoever. We had one late one there from a corner, Buhaduz's header cleared off the line by the defender, and then Moses' strike going narrowly wide the post and behind for a goal kick as it trickled just off target. It was still goalless, and it looked as though the game was going to finish as a 0-0 as well, and it will be our first game of the series where we failed to score a goal. But from the goal kick, how about this for a real snatch and grab? With a minute and a half left on the clock, our captain Sobiek won a big header, as did his centre-back partner Philip, who was forward for an attack. He flicked it towards our Polish winger Sabota, who controlled it, found Buhaduz, and you heard Martin Tyler and Alan Smith briefly discuss him before the game. He's been our main source of goals this season with 6. Well, now he's the joint highest scorer in the league with 7, as he wins us the game with a minute and a half left in normal time with a really composed finish, makes it 2-2, and does take his goal tally to 7 in the season, with his biggest goal of the season so far. And both his goals in the past 2 games as well, coming in the final 5 minutes, or final 10 minutes I should say, of the games. He did that against Hanover. Of course, that turned out to be just a consolation goal, but this one, a much more important one. It won us the game. It was a huge, huge moment. We win the match and claim a massive 3 points because we are so early on in the season. That is true, but we still need to make sure that the Millentor Stadion is a fortress. We keep on winning games at home because so far the only 2 games we've lost this season have both come on the road. So if we are to get promoted and stay top of the table for the remainder of the season, we'll need to make sure we keep on winning in Hamburg, and that was a big, big win. We left it late, we got the 3 points, and that's all that matters. But for the second game of today's episode here, how about this for the biggest game of the season so far? We take on Bayern Munich, Germany's best club and one of Europe's elite, away at the Allianz Arena in the Deutsche Pokal round of 32 stage. The board only wants to get to this stage. We've already hit our objective by default, but I am fielding a weakened side, but still hoping that we can pull off a massive shock and a famous result here away in Munich and try and get ourselves through to the round of 16. It won't be easy, especially with this lineup, but I'm still confident the backup brigade can get the job done and pull off a famous result. So our first test against Germany's best and one of Europe's elite, Bayern Munich away, and they've picked an extremely strong lineup for this game as well, whereas for us, I wouldn't say we're throwing in the towel before kickoff, but we are picking a weak side. We've already met our cup objective by default, and I wouldn't really see us getting anything from this game with a strong first 11 anyway. So it's a chance for fringe players to show what they can do on the big stage and in one of the biggest, well, let's be honest, the biggest game of the series so far. Can we pull off a shock result? Let's find out. Honestly, despite this lineup, I'm not actually feeling that pessimistic. I actually do believe that we can get something from tonight and possibly end up securing a famous result at the Allianz Arena. And the first chance could fall to us too, with Butchman finding Ty. And the last time I've played this lineup, Ty scored the goal, and he had the first shot of the game as well, way over the bar though. It's Douglas Costa, the Brazilian for Bayern, down this left-hand side. Dali doesn't want to overcommit here, but can't deny the cross. Bayern had to come and punch it away, and did well, to be honest, and found a white shirt too. And now where we go on the break here, and even with this weak side against Bayern away, we're still playing the St. Pauli way, attacking at will, and Havertz has done really well there, won a free kick. That was a lovely break, and Boateng's going in the book early. Early chance from this set piece, and we need a good delivery here from the Norwegian on loan from a club that I can't remember. If we are to go possibly a goal up here, it's Mola Dali with the free kick. Not a bad delivery either, and Flume did get up and headed it off target and behind for a goal kick. The first 2 attempts coming to the Buccaneers, both attempts off target and well over the bar, but what a start for St. Pauli. That should have been a foul. Surely Boateng tripped up my winger there. That should be a foul, but instead Bayern are breaking here down the right-hand side. Robben, don't show him onto his left foot. Don't show him onto his left foot. I'm trying not to here. Trying to make him go outside, because you know what's coming if he cuts inside. It's still Robben. Back towards Rafinha. And Bayern keep the chance alive. Philip Lahm with a great free ball to Xabi Alonso. And it takes just one chance for Bayern to go in front. And it's the veteran Spanish midfielder that gives the host the lead here at the Allianz Arena. And that's all it takes. One clear-cut chance, one attack on goal, and they'll punish you. Xabi Alonso played through after a fantastic through ball. And it's a really good finish past Justin Bijlo across the Dutch goalkeeper's body and into the far corner. We'd made the brighter start, but now we find ourselves a goal down. It's 1-0 Bayern, and Alonso's got the goal. Then at Ty on the ball with a good through ball towards Butchman. Butchman inside towards Choi, and the Korean goes through and fires it just over the bar. 3 attempts on the Bayern goal, but every single one of them going over. That was a weird way to strike the ball, but we've had chances in this first half, more of them than Bayern. Well, it's half-time at the Allianz Arena, and we may be trailing, but it's not due to the team selection. In this first half, we were better than the host. Hit them by surprise, really, but unfortunately could not hit the target. We've had our attempts, but not a single one has tested the goalkeeper. Still 1-0 Bayern. Well, we have scored in every single game of the season so far, apart from tonight as things stand. But you wouldn't put it past us after a great first half display. And Flume is through here, and the first shot on target is well saved by the veteran goalkeeper Stark, and turned behind for a corner. I gotta say, we do not deserve to be trailing in this game. We have played very, very well. We've not let the occasion get the better of us, but we just can't find that goal, which we do deserve to get back on level terms. Keep the faith, though. We're still in this one. And here is Choi, who turns his man and goes goes for goal, and once again Stark pushes the ball away. Alaba will get it clear. It's still 1-0 to Bayern, but I gotta say right now, this is very frustrating because we've played well. We just need a little bit of luck or a moment of magic, and we'll find an equalising goal, which we do deserve. Come on, St. Pauli. Kehrer with the tackle, and now Muller Dali storming down the right-hand side here. The Chilean Vidal trying to catch up, but Dali keeps on going. Hummels goes to ground. Dali says, see you later, Matt. Gets inside the area, gets a little bit lucky, but plays it through to his teammate, and once again, Stark makes the save, and again, what a brilliant double stop by Stark to stop the ball from creeping over the line. Bayern Munich living dangerously. We are so unlucky not to be back on level terms. Cross to the middle, and an easy catch this time. Still 1-0, come on. Bayern now trying to kill the game off though. Iron Robin storming down the right, plays it through towards Philippe Lahm. Great through ball inside, and Muller denied by a fantastic stop by Justin Bilo. And there it is, it's all over at the Allianz Arena, and Bayern Munich have gotten the win by 1-0. We came into the game expecting the worst and expecting a comfortable win for Bayern, but really, this was nothing like that. We played very well, but just couldn't take our chances, and because of that, we get punished. This is so far the first and only game of the series where we failed to score, and how frustrating is that? Because we had the chances here at the Allianz Arena, but Stark made a couple of miraculous saves, including a fantastic double stop early in the second half. But Bayern get the win by 1-0. I feel a little bit harsh done by, but that's just one of those things. We don't really care about the cup anyway. We've got bigger fish to fry. It was a great occasion though, our first proper test against Bayern, and we stood up to it well. We were just unlucky. And man the match to Philippe Lahm, who controlled the game for Bayern, including setting up the goal as well. He was fantastic, and unfortunately for us, we are out of the Deutsche Pokal in the second round. So in the end, it proved to be defeat in our biggest test so far with St. Pauli, but heads were still high as we left the Allianz Arena. We only lost narrowly by 1-0, and when you saw the stats there, I feel we were harshly done by. We actually played really well in this game, and if we were just a little bit more clinical, we would have at least got a goal in that game and possibly forced extra time, but sadly it wasn't to be. But again, I'm not really that fussed about it. The cup is never my main aim. We've got bigger fish to fry. We're far more worried about trying to stay top of the table in the league and get ourselves up to the Bundesliga. We'll be able to face Bayern both home and away next season in the Bundesliga if we can get there for season 2. And for the third and final game of today's episode here, we travel away to Dresden to take on Dynamo Dresden here, aiming for a return to winning ways. And after two defeats I should say, in our last 3 games in all competitions, and both of which coming away from home, it was time to show that we can actually win on the road, and we're not just a home team. The first chance fell to us as well. Sabota played forward down the left-hand side here and cut inside. Lovely dribbling from our Polish winger there, but the goalkeeper made a miraculous save. The first shot squirmed under his body. It looked to be trickling in, but fortunately for him, he just about recovered and clawed it off the line to keep the score at 0-0 and stop himself from conceding what would have been not exactly an embarrassing goal there, but a goal which probably shouldn't have gone in. Let's be honest here, he should have had much more body behind that shot. But anyway, 21 minutes in, we had a good chance to make it 1-0 as we won ourselves our first ever penalty of the series. Sabota, who was looking really good in the first 25 minutes in this game, cut inside from the left once again, and this time the number 2 took down our Polish winger and gave away a penalty. We had the first chance to score from 12 yards here, and it was the captain Sobiek who was standing over the ball by default, but I didn't want to give it to him. Instead, I gave it to our top scorer, Buhaduz. I thought that was the more logical option, really, with him being our top scorer right now with 7 goals and being our main goal threat. He stood up to take the penalty. He sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, and in the end, it turned out to be a fantastic decision to take the penalty off Sobiek, let the Moroccan take it, because I knew for sure he certainly wouldn't miss it. He has ice in his veins, this lad. He never ever misses at the target, and that was a great finish there, sending the keeper the wrong way, giving him the eyes, and making it 1-0 to St. Pauli. So already 8 goals in the season for Buhaduz, the league's highest scorer. This guy is just absolutely fantastic. However, he's not the only St. Pauli player that can find the back of the net right now, because our centre-back Philip also scored in this game, but sadly at the wrong end with just 1 minute to go before half-time. It was a bit like the Bender goal against Monaco last night in the Champions League. A cross coming in from the left, and our German defender heading the ball past his own goalkeeper and into the back back of his own net, feeling the pressure of the striker breathing down his neck, knowing he had to get something on the ball, otherwise it was going to be turned in. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place, really. If he leaves the ball, it's going to be 1-1 anyway. He tried to head it behind for a corner, but sadly got it horribly wrong, diverted the ball into his own net, and in this game, you saw our first penalty, and also our first own goal of the series as well. So 1-1, Dresden back on level terms, and I said we wouldn't be great defensively this season. Well, there's your proof right there. Proof in the pudding, a terrible own goal, and Dresden do indeed get themselves the equalising goal, which we really gifted to them. So 1-1 was the score at half time. We tried to hit back instantly after the own goal, but 2 attempts there were well saved by the goalkeeper as we were still level at the break. We probably should have been in front though, to be honest. Dresden had no shots on target, but of course were back on level terms due to that own goal. And as you can see, Philip's game turned from bad to worse 4 minutes after the restart, where he went in for a challenge, was taken down, and sadly couldn't run off the injury, sprained his ankle, and as you'll see come the end of the episode, he's going to be out for 4 weeks as well. So poor old Philip, an own goal and now an injury. That really was adding insult to injury there, as he's forced off the pitch, and that's a real shame as well, because he actually started the season off quite well despite having an own goal in today's episode. He's actually been pretty decent to start this season off, and that's a big shame to see, and hopefully he will recover sooner rather than later. With 4 minutes to go though, we were still searching for the winning goal to get ourselves in front for the second time, and just like in the first game of today's episode, we almost won it late on, like against Union Berlin. Matthias de Ligt went furthest forward for an attack there, as we were on all-out attack, trying desperately to find a winning goal, and sadly our Dutch centre-half was denied his first goal for the club by the woodwork, as he smacked the beans on toast, and it went behind for a goal kick, and it was how the game would finish as well. Dresden won, St. Pauli won. We probably felt as though he did enough to win this game, but sadly just didn't take enough chances, and as I always say, if you don't take your chances, you will get punished, and in this game we were punished by an own goal. A frustrating draw where we should have picked up the 3 points, and that's now 3 games away from home where we failed to win, and we may still be top of the table, but it's safe to say we're not sitting as pretty as we were a couple episodes ago. It's safe to say now teams know we're not going to score several goals every single game, even though that is our intention, playing the all-out attack philosophy, trying to score at will. There are some games where we're going to get shut down. In today's episode, only 2 goals in 3 games. I'm trying my best, but it's not going to be plain sailing for the entire season and the entire series, as proved by today's 3 games. But to end the episode, we do have a squad report, a look at Rodolfo as well in the academy, you just saw him right there, and also an updated look at the league table as well. I do want to say real briefly, I know some of you guys have been saying please train Rodolfo. Well, for the time being, I kind of like my 5 slots allocated to the players you're seeing right now getting the drills, but he will get some training as the season goes on, don't worry. But for the time being, I'd rather focus on the players that I can currently use in the first team, and as you can see right now, those players are doing quite well for us. 11 games into the season, top of the table with 23 points, and the league's highest scorers with 19 goals. But that will end today's episode of the Road to Glory career mode, guys, so a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode of our RTG career mode, then please do leave a like. Much love to you all, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli very soon.